Live on the Zoom. Let's see what we got over here on the YouTubes now. Good morning, everyone. My name is Sheila Corona. Welcome to my channel, Sassy Seer Sheila. I'm live on Sassy Seer Sheila today, and I will be, as I am recording this, I will be uploading this after the fact over on New Light Streaming Love. And I did say to be subscribed in both places if you want to catch it live, and or if you want to participate in any of my the live intuitive hangout sessions, because I will be doing things in both places as I feel so led. So today is Friday, March the 21st, 2025. And I'm not sure exactly whether it was yesterday or today that the spring equinox is officially. Ooh, I feel guided to remove my shoes for some reason specifically. So that's interesting. I shared with you yesterday in yesterday's morning mojo and coffee chat and energy read that I felt like the energy was really, really, really huge yesterday. And then just this morning, 1 hour ago, I saw my sister posted that there's something going on with the Schumann. Wow. Okay. With the Schumann resonance. And so, whether that happened yesterday or, two actually came out, and boy, oh boy, I mean, just flew out of the Hero's Journey Dream Oracle. At any rate, whether I felt that early or what, I don't know. But I am now, and I want you guys to know, after yesterday's reading, which was pretty big for me personally, I don't know about you, I really had the big ugly cry, and I'm not even sure. Wow, that was interesting. I had my eyes closed there for a moment, and I had this big flash of light come in. At any rate, all the different, there's been several different tarot readers that have come into my field that I've never seen before on YouTube, and that I felt drawn to taking a look at what they have to say. And all of them, every single one of them, to just every single one of them, talk about a transition for Libra, huge transition, transformation. Now, again, I feel as though that's true for all of us on the planet who are, looking inward, who are becoming aware of the expansion of consciousness on the planet. And quite frankly, I don't know, there's just something about the idea of awakening, period. I've seen it in others as well, folks that you felt like would have no intention of waking up or, I don't don't particularly care for that terminology, but at the same time, that's what it feels like, right? Is a waking up of sorts. And so, at any rate, why was I telling you that? I don't even know at this point. All of a sudden, ever since that flash, um, it's like quite sure what that's about, right? So, at any rate, I hope things are going well for you. Ooh, this one? Okay. Ooh, that's really interesting. I know I'm here a little earlier today than I normally am. We have book club this afternoon, and we agreed to begin a little early. So I didn't want to not do a reading because I really have enjoyed doing these of late. Wow, I'm just noticing something here. I shared in yesterday's reading the Journey of Love deck that I'm using here instead of my Rumi deck. Card number 63 came out. And well, I am 63. And now I notice here that, oh, it's this one. I notice that in the fairy deck, card 63 is the Indie card. And it is considered the Libra card, which, is my sun sign. So I find that highly interesting in that yesterday, a card came out that was 63 that I felt very interesting, had something to do with my energy. Now, the surrender card that came out is surrender your ego. Cultivate gratitude, be of service to others, and come from your heart. A big ego can work against you, but humility will further your goals. And, when I first started on this journey for myself, my quest of getting to the truth of who I am, who am I? Who is Sheila? What do I like about me? What do I don't like? What do I want to change? Because I never got the opportunity. I never took the opportunity in my youth to do those sorts of things, to have that sort of introspection. And as I started listening to the different, spirituality channels, uh, teachers, coaches, that sort of thing, a lot of folks talked about killing the ego. And that just really didn't sit well with me, mostly because I felt like, well, wait a minute. The ego is the personality. I don't want to kill my ego. I don't want to kill anything. And so through all this time now, I really do understand why I felt that way and what that actually is for me personally. And your individual mileage will absolutely vary. And I recognize that the ego, that which calls itself Sheila, has been programmed and conditioned to absorb and react in very specific ways based on all the experiences that I've had over that 63 years, right? So for me personally, I still see ego as my personality. Now, I also know that part of my ego, I've called him smarmy because trust me when I tell you that there has been a very large portion of my life where smarmy thought he knew it all. And yes, I refer to that ego as masculine because I used to say, yes, I have balls. I have great big brass balls that sometimes requires a wheelbarrow to tote around. I actually said that to some friends one time. Because remember, I said, Smarmy thought he knew everything and that because he knew it was right. And if you didn't agree with Smarmy, you were just wrong, right? That is how I behaved. Well, now that I've been guided to go in and really take a look at things and open my mind to the spirituality concepts that are real, I see now where Smarmy is the shadow side of my personality. And and I don't want to kill him, but I want him to settle into the shotgun seat. And because I have agreed to go on this ride with my larger, more expansive self and allow that portion of me to take the driver's seat, Smarmy's learning some things. And Smarmy doesn't run the show anymore. Oh, he's still there. Trust me. He is still there. And I love him and I'll never kill him because that is a part of me. And so it would be disingenuous of me to kill him off. And again, your mileage will absolutely vary for this, but for me personally, that's where I'm at with it. So when this card says surrender the ego, be of service and come from your heart, that is what I'm speaking to as well. Smarmy's still here. He just no longer takes point on anything really. And he realizes, I realize that I can be right for me. Absolutely, I can be right for me. But that does not necessarily mean that what's right for me is right for you. You see, in this world of programming and conditioning, we've all been taught that if it's right, it's right. And it's right for everyone and it's right for everything. And I no longer believe that's true. I actually said to my grown son once, I talked about my truth, and oh, he didn't like that, but that's because he was programmed and conditioned by Smarmy. And so I just sort of left that alone because I know exactly where he got that right here. So, that's that, and that is as it was meant to be. He chose me as his parent for a reason. And but I do share my truth with him when he's open to hearing it. And actually, this is another reason why I started the YouTube channel, because there's a part of me that's driven to share these things. But as projector, not everyone is ready to hear these things either, right? And it is my truth. It is colored by all of my experiences, what I call the experiential filter. And so it may not be that same thing for you. So that's why that's the other reason I don't put a dollar amount attached to anything I do. I'm not asking anybody to believe me or to buy anything. So, wait a minute. This is not the right book. Okay. I was like, wait a minute, that doesn't match. So, from the Hero's Journey Dream Oracle, we have card number 9. You are invited, which is, I just got through saying, as a projector, I have to wait to be invited. My advice or whatever will not be received by anyone that hasn't asked for it. And even then, maybe not, right? So you are invited. Suit up. Ooh, see, I don't know about this. Having this, please let me know in the comments if you can hear me better. I'm trying to figure out what to do with this microphone because apparently it has to be closer to my voice, which I thought was kind of weird because I project like nobody else. But apparently that was part of the issue with the sound. And so, and I'm left-handed, so let's see. You are invited. Suit up, show up, and open up. And there's a quote here from Annie Besant, and I'm not sure who that is, but here we go. Never forget that life can only be nobly inspired and rightly lived if you take it bravely and gallantly as a splendid adventure in which you are setting out into an unknown country to meet many a joy, to find many a comrade, to win and lose many a battle. Oh, I like that because that's kind of what I feel like this whole quest for the truth of who I am has been, right? So the message of this card, feel the gentle tap on your shoulder. Notice the golden ticket in your hand and see the red carpet leading to your highest destiny rolled out before you. You have been cordially invited to show up to the party with your unique gifts, talents, experience, perspective, joy, humor, and sense of adventure. On this hero's journey, you are an honored guest. You don't have to figure out how this will go. You don't have to weigh the pros and cons or create a cost benefit analysis. Instead, leap, build your wings as you go, and trust that even if you fall, you will be falling forward. Even if you stumble and fumble, it will be into the ecstasy of expansion. Boy, you know what? That's very true. That certainly has been my experience. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. This is just because I'm feeling nudged to do this, to suit up, show up, and open up. I mean, good God, that couldn't have been a better card for me than if I'd sat here and picked through them. There's a dream symbol here, invitation. Dreams of an invitation are preparing you for an opening or opportunity. They come as a blessed summons from the universe, which actually I've been invited to something just recently. I haven't heard back, but I have answered that the answer is yes. So we'll see. I've been invited to appear in a podcast with someone brand new to me. So that's kind of interesting that this come out right now. So they come as a blessed summons from the universe to participate in life. Take note of the way this dream makes you feel. Does the invitation invoke trepidation, thrill, or cover you with tingles? You've been chosen. The adventure of a lifetime is beckoning you now. I am honored to, there's a mantra here. I am honored to have been given a golden ticket to participate in my best life. And I think that if one is alive on this planet in these moments of now, that is the invitation, the golden ticket. And again, there's the thing, right? Invitation can mean all different kinds of things. And that's a card number 9, which talks about the end of a cycle. And 1 week ago today was the full moon lunar eclipse. And for me personally, in my chart, it talks about endings and beginnings in relationships. So very interesting that all of this come in the midst of this eclipse cycle right now. Okay, so the other card that came flying out, if you saw it, if you've seen this from the beginning, was card number 4, which is numerologically all about foundations. Wow, this card really very interesting here. And it's the return. Own your mastery. And the quote here is from someone named Terry Pratchett. Why do you go away? So that you can come back. So you can see the place you came from with new eyes and extra colors. And the people there you see, and the people there you see, and the people there see you differently too. Coming back to where you started is not the same as never leaving. Well, that's true, because you have all of the experiences that you had while gone. There's been a lot about my going somewhere too. And that doesn't necessarily mean a physical trip, but it could. Very interesting. Okay, so the message for this card. It's no longer just about you, but about all who will benefit from your story. In your mind's eye, imagine you are delivering a passionate graduation speech to a sea of eager students who are hanging on your every word. You stand at the podium, confidently sharing your story, reflecting upon your hero's journey. You might reminisce about lessons and blessings learned and earned along the way. Your words become seeds planted in fertile soil in the minds and hearts of all those who are destined to be changed by your wisdom. At some point, you notice you are no longer telling a story about how you found the elixir, but have embodied it. Between words, when you pause for breath, you continue to radiate a life-affirming message that alchemically alters all who are blessed to be in your sphere of influence. Now, that's true in so many ways, because I've experienced just that for myself being around my housemate, Lisa Flamino Rush. And she's on the same journey that we all are, that inward path. Not trying to say that she's perfected the way or anything like that. No, she's on the same journey that I am, that we all are, in my view. And I have been altered by being in her sphere of influence. And she altered by being in my sphere of influence as well. It's such a two-way street. For us all, by the way. You affect anything and everything you touch or just stand near. You see, we've been sold this bill of goods that we have to know what we're doing and all of that. No, we are electromagnetic beings. We carry with us an electromagnetic field that influences everything around it. We are frequential beings, actually. So there's a dream symbol here of graduation. You've earned a degree of mastery, and it is high time you own it. This dream is shining a light, a bright light, on an important rite of passage you are in the midst of. And I feel like that is a direct message to me because I have been wondering about some things, right? It is time to honor where you've been, claim your new identity, and prepare to make a bold leap into the future you've been dreaming of and working toward for so long. You are finally ready. It is your time. And there's a mantra here. I've graduated from having a story worth telling to embodying the potency of my story. And it emanates through every cell of my being. And I feel that in such a very real way. I feel that. Wow. Okay. So, that's the dream oracle. The next card that wants to be read is the alchemy elementals. So, I'm glad I'm doing this live on Sassy Seer Sheila because I do see here that no one has shown up. And I think that's because I haven't been giving love to this channel. So if you are watching this on New Light Streaming Love later, as I will be uploading it just as soon as it's finished rendering, I will upload it over on New Light Streaming Love. Please do make sure that you're subscribed in both places because as things progress, I have said that I don't know that I'll be able to continue to upload things, but I want to make sure that both channels are getting love because I don't know, I just do. I'm feeling inspired to do that. So oh, wow. Again, we have two cards that are the number 63. How interesting. And, and we have a 9. Like I said, we have 3 numerological 9s in this reading today. And 1 numerological 6, which is all about balance, harmony, love. And 9s are about the end of a cycle. And then we also have a 4, which is foundation. Wow. That's interesting. Okay, so not quite sure what it all means necessarily, except that I do know that I'm moving through the end of one cycle and a new one is beginning. Okay, so this is Land, Mountain, Star. Land, Mountain, Star. Oh my, and it is also on 81, which is also a numerological 9. Okay. Okay. The card itself is card 63, which is my age, which is numerologically a 9. Wow. Okay. The compilation of the energies that have carried you through the initiations you have already endured, the lessons you've learned, and the obstacles you've overcome form a powerful and mighty toolkit that will support you through future challenges. When you take inventory of all the things you've made it through, and trust me when I tell you at 63 years, you will realize that the courage, the strength, and the resourcefulness that supported you through those difficult times are still with you now. These tools you've gathered from the difficulties of the past serve as armor that protects you and as tools that will allow you to navigate the unknown that lies before you now. When you choose, remember to call forth the tools and the gifts that carried you through those hardships and those experiences as you face the challenges that are heading your way, instead of reacting in fear and confusion. Well, that's good advice. I don't care what you're moving through, right? Then you will triumph over yet another soul initiation like the lit leader that you are. Wow. I love that because when I, at 63, look back over my life, you know, it's a wonder I'm still here on so many levels, that I'm here physically, that I'm here psychologically, because I've been through some stuff that would absolutely uh, drive some batty, right? And so, wow, that is just a very true statement there. So, I think we're going to go with the Journey of Love Oracle next, which was card number 51. And it is Dream a Little. I love that. I love this artist. This is Rasuli is the artist of this deck. This is another Alana Fairchild deck. And, you know, I might be pronouncing her name wrong because I have met in person someone who spells their name the same, Alana, but her name is Elena, and I started calling her Alana, even though she introduced herself as Elena. Until now, of course, I've known her for several years, so I do get her name correct. So Alana or Elena Fairchild, my apologies to you if I am pronouncing your name incorrectly. The divine wants to bless you with inspiration, just as a lover would come to the door of the beloved with a spontaneous gift of flowers. So dream a little. Let your imagination wander and wonder, what if? What else could be? Breaking down the rigid walls of expectation. Just because something has been does not indicate that it must continue in the same way. So dream a little and receive your spiritual gift. This oracle brings you guidance. A spiritual gift of inspiration is on its way or has just recently been received. It isn't flight of fancy, it's a gift from the divine. Receive it and believe in new possibilities. Oh, I love that because there has been some things coming in, and you know, one doesn't want to put expectations on things like that. There's a quote here, and it doesn't say from who. From unexpected meetings, we walked and shared our lifetime, a gentle, peaceful, quiet time reflected in our smile. Oh, I love that. Well, that's really good advice, too, no matter what one is moving through, to dream a little. And for some reason, the minute I heard that, and then there's more actually for this card. It says, and you will see it mirrored back to you in the eyes of those around you in sacred relationship too. Here's wishing you some sunshine the day after rain. Here's a hug. No, wait a minute. That's not, I skipped a page. I think that was the end of it. Either that or this book is, oh, two. There was more. Okay, so I'm going to read it's like a little poem. The last paragraph on this page. This oracle brings you guidance. A spiritual gift of inspiration is on its way or has just recently been received. It isn't flight of fancy, it's a gift from the divine. Receive it and believe in new possibilities. From unexpected meetings, we talked and shared our lifetime. A gentle, peaceful, quiet time reflected in our smile. We winged our way to distant places and walked along remembered faces of lives we knew we lived sometime before. And like a bud about to flower, having reached its appointed hour, we watch ourselves begin to open in the warm touch of spring. Oh, now that's interesting too, isn't it? Since it is right at the, spring equinox going on here. Wow. Okay. So the final card of this beautiful reading for today is Indy. Card number again, 63, which is a numerological 9. And he is part of the fairy challengers. And the key words for this card are indecision, wishy-washing, commitment, decision making. If you don't get him on the wish, you might catch him on the wash. But probably not, because by the time you think you've got a commitment from him, he's swung the other way again. Poor Indy. He can't decide between this and that, or is it that and this? If he just had more information, if he just had some kind of guarantee about the outcome, if only he could be certain about things. Well, he can't. That isn't how life is. And I got to tell you, as a Libra, especially an unawakened, unaware Libra, which is what I was before, we're constantly seeking balance. And I've been more out of balance than I have been in. Andrew from Astro Gardens, between something and nothing. Yes, I agree. Indy sits on our shoulder as we wobble around, trying to make a decision. And just as we think we've about got it, he mutters, "But what if?" And very likely we dissolve into confusion again. I'm getting a lot better about that, and I sometimes I wonder if that's because I'm embracing my ascendant a lot more, or what that's about, because I do still have indecision within me. Yes, and I do still also overcorrect myself, but it's like I catch it a lot faster now or something. I'm not sure. It's a song, but so appropriate. Oh, I love that. I can always count on you for the song, Andrew. I love that. Decisions make him nervous because they involve commitment. And Indy seems to be frightened of that. What if he makes the wrong decision and it ruins his or someone else's life? And it used to be just like that for me. But I keep being shown where no matter what I label something in the moment when it happens to me, with hindsight, I can see that all of those things, whether I've labeled it as a mistake or something I shouldn't have done, or even labeled it as an overcorrection like I just did, it all serves in one way or the other, it all serves me, at least, because I am starting to look at every single thing deeper, not just on the surface of things. And that's where, for me, in the past, I would just look at the surface level of things. And I know that we can't do that. The name of the group is The Ocean Blue. Okay, I will. Between Something and Nothing, is that the name of the song? I absolutely will, Andrew. Thank you for that. What if he makes no decision, dithering forever, and that causes ruin? Well, that too is a decision. A decision to do nothing is a decision in and of itself. I feel for Indy, and not only because I'm a Libra, for he is the only one of the fairy challengers who doesn't know what we should be doing. That is, he knows we should be making our decisions clearly and cleanly at the appropriate time, and he has some ideas about how we might more easily go about that, but he is not himself a good decision maker. Sometimes he whispers almost tearfully in my ear, "You're going to drive me mad, you know, if you don't just make up your mind." There are many reasons why we hesitate when decision and action are appropriate. Well, and see, for me, now that I've been learning about myself in many different ways of looking at myself in the human design way of looking at one's astrological chart, I am what's called a projector, an emotional projector. And so it's best for me to allow the emotional waves to ride through before I make any decisions about things, because of that very thing, about feeling one way about it and then having some time and feeling another way. I have to now feel into things before I make a decision about them. And sometimes it can't be immediate. And I've become much better at that, for one thing. And I've decided that if someone approaches me with something I must make a decision on immediately, and they cannot allow me the time to feel into it for myself, then it's just going to be a no straight up. Because I need time now, and I know that about myself, and I'm going to make certain that I have that time for myself. Another reason why I highly recommend looking into your own natal chart for regular astrology, looking into your own human design chart, because these are ways to find out about yourself. And it's been so helpful and instructive as to, oh, okay, well, that's why that happens all the time. Oh, okay, well, then I know what to do, right? So absolutely, and if you're not sure to how to do those things, reach out to me. Reach out to Andrew over at oraclereport.com. You go to the, tell me again, Andrew, this time put it right in the chat for me, so that I can call it out on the video. If you go to oraclereport.com and you click on, is it the data tab or the tools tab? I'm not quite sure, because Andrew can run a chart for you, and he sends, it's a very nominal fee. It doesn't cost very much. And he sends you so much information to help you learn about your own chart. It's highly worth the money. And if you want to know about human design, you can either reach out to me, I don't charge anything, oraclereport.com, and choose the data tab. And Andrew will make sure that you get a lot about your natal zodiacal chart, and a lot of information how to read it as well. Don't you? You send all of that in your email, don't you? I tell you, it, for me, it has made all the difference to begin to learn all about myself it has really explained some things about me, because all of these things are a snapshot of our energy that we chose to be born under. And so I don't know, it's so wonderful. So I'll go back to finishing this here. There are many reasons why we hesitate when decision and action are appropriate. However, most of them boil down to fear. Fear of making a mistake, fear of harming others, fear of losing something of value to us, fear of harming ourselves, fear of responsibility, fear that we are simply not able to make a proper decision. We need to look honestly at our indecision, our insecurities, recognizing them for what they are, our insecurities, not reality. Then we need to resolve what we can and set the rest in balance against what will surely happen if we continue to hesitate. Premature decisions and actions often create problems, but lack of decision is a decision also, and one that creates its own set of misfortunes. Indy is also known as the Libra's bane, but an indecisive Libra truly is Indy's bane. He would be so relieved if we would just make our decisions and our commitments and stick to them. Then he might learn to do this for himself and be in a better position to help others. Caught up in Indy's energy, one Oracle group member, who is usually a great decision maker herself, responded to the above paragraph. She says, "You lost me here. How would our learning to make decisions help Indy to make better decisions? Would it really? Then what would he do? How would he better help other beings having problems with this? Or would the other beings that are having problems cause Indy not to learn to make his own decisions? Or are there no people that Indy knows that he can learn from now so that he could be different? Or are we talking global change here?" What I was trying to say was that sometimes it is possible to learn from watching others learn. And that's actually why I do what I do on this channel, and why I've said all along, this is about me learning about me. Everybody has to go through it differently for themselves. Andrew said, and by the way, the black moon will be leaving Libra soon. Fear of loneliness. I had a feeling, Andrew. I didn't even know. See, I haven't been drawn to look at where the astrology is for much of late. And I think that might be why I was craving a conversation with you. Now, that's interesting for me to find that it's in Libra right now. My black moon Lilith is actually in Leo, but I happen to know from all the years of listening to Laura that if your sun, moon, or rising is in that it can affect you. And well, fear of loneliness is a very real thing. Wow. March 27, it's going into Scorpio. Okay. Well, thank you for that. I really have to get back to listening to Laura as soon as she comes out, but I have not been doing that with the move and everything that's been going on. I have not been doing that, and I need to do that again. So it says here, it's decision time. Time to make up your mind, make a decision, then stick to your commitments. Set yourself a definite time period to complete your decision, right down to the day and hour. Give yourself a time to put the decision into practice before it's too late. Once that arbitrary but carefully judged decision time is set, Ask for guidance for your highest good, then weigh, consider, ponder, and gather information. If we do this, and if we have asked for aid, the answer seems somehow to fall magically into place at the appointed time. Then it's just a matter of trusting that answer and carrying it through. We can ask for help with that as well if we wish. It is willingly given. And all these years that I've been doing this have been an exercise for me in trusting what I get when I ask internal questions of myself, to trust the answers that I hear. And part of the reason for my doing the live intuitive sessions has been to hear myself, to more attune to myself. And I need others to be able to do that with me. And so that's why I love it when folks show up for those readings, when that happens. I'm not sure that I will be doing one tonight, but I really want to tonight or tomorrow. I may do it early tomorrow, but we'll see. And at the moment, I'm not. Oh, she just recorded yesterday on her site. Okay, I love that. So if you guys, let me just say this. Laura Walker, and because of Laura's work, is how I met Andrew. I credit her and her work for me finally really getting it when people talk about energy. Her work, reading her work, because she wasn't recording back then. Um, when I would read her work, I started understanding about energy and how it moves, and how the different planets being where they are, and the Sabian symbols, which is what she specializes in, how that relates to that energy. I I could not, for the life of me, I could not understand when people kept talking about the energy this and the energy that. But as I've progressed, I have to say her work was instrumental for me personally in getting that and understanding it, not just understanding it, but understanding it, and then applying it to myself. And I could see sometimes when I used to read her work when she would put it out every day. I would read it mostly in the mornings, but sometimes I didn't get the chance to. And I would read it in the evening, and I could look back over the day and say, "Oh my, yes, I can see how that energy actually played out." That was part of my puzzle piece collecting, especially in the very beginning. And I'm so grateful to her and to you, Andrew, because I've had several discussions with Andrew. I believe some of them are on this channel, but because of the other two channels having been taken down, Andrew, I just don't know where those are. And that's why whenever you're ready, my love, I really want us to resume those conversations. And if Laura ever finds herself available, I so want to have another conversation with her. That would be so wonderful. I'm such a fan geek for Laura. I can't even say, because she was instrumental in my awakening to the truth of who we all are. And so I hope this reading was helpful for everyone. I know it certainly was for me. Yesterday's reading was huge for me as well. It was really huge. Um, but I just love this, especially the dream a little dream, because there are some dreams that, and I'm not talking about dreaming at night here. I'm talking about, daydreams that I would love to see come to fruition. And it feels like they're getting closer now. And so, all right, I love that, Andrew, and I will be looking forward to that. and to getting together with Andrew. And like I said, I highly recommend, if you are interested in learning about your own astrological natal chart, to go to oraclereport.com, click on the data tab, and read what it has there, what all there is to offer there. Andrew is the one that would handle that for you. And take a listen to Laura's work, because I'm telling you, it is like no other. And she is very connected. So until we meet again, my friends, I hope that you will move towards that which brings you joy in each moment that presents itself to you. And if you are not feeling very joyous in that moment, give yourself a few moments, step back, breathe, look to one side or the other, and see if you can't shift your perspective just a little bit. There's always more than one way to see a thing, to go about a thing, to understand a thing. It's not just one way. Until then, until we meet again, be well, my friends.